Hello, everyone. Welcome to WordPress, our web design course with WordPress. We're going to be continuing our beautiful web design structure. So far, so good. We've been able to create some setting structures, and also we've also dived into HTML and CSS. I'm sure I would have loved to get some feedback as well. So if anybody would like to send me feedback all through the course, you can always feel free to join the chat section as well and just communicate with me. Um, I would have loved to know where we all are with our HTML and CSS. As that will also help me understand, how I can actually come in and help you with your projects. So I was thinking about sharing something particular. So I was hoping that we could create a website today. We're going to create a website basically from scratch, but we're not going to be using something too serious. It's just going to be a very basic structure that we're going to be working with. Um, so let's see how we can create something very simple so that we can, call our projects a day. So far, so good. We've learned WordPress. We've learned what we can use WordPress for. We have created some particular structures using WordPress. We've been able to build, specific structures using WordPress. And I'm also hoping that, we've also done our research because it's not generally about what you can do, what you're doing here in class. It's also about what you are learning outside class. So having a very good ability to learn on your own is also very key when you're trying to build your skill in web development. I also wanted to give you a bit of an encouragement. We are all we are already web designers. I know some of us might feel very confident, some of us might not feel very confident, but the truth is, what differentiates a very professional web designer from an average web designer are two things: your confidence and your ability to research on your own. So the more you research, the more confident you actually get. So I just want us to let's start our day. Um, I'm just going to share my Chrome tab. Okay, so I'm just going to share this basically. I'm going to show you the process and we're going to see what we can do from where we are. So this is basically my screen. So far, so good. This is what we're going to be working on, the WordPress dashboard. Earlier in the class, we showed ourselves, all the various areas in your WordPress dashboard. Like I said earlier, or I don't think I have mentioned this, but the way I look at WordPress dashboard is I see like a house. When you move into a house for the first time, a lot of rooms might look new to you. You might not know where exactly everything is, but the more you go on, living in that space, the more you get used to everything. So all these things on your left are basically like rooms. So we talked about WordPress being a platform that uses two main concepts: the theme and the plugin. The theme is basically the framework design of your website, while the plugin is basically what helps you. There are tools that help you add extra functionality to your website. So let's say for today's project, we are supposed to work on a simple website for a brand. All right, let's just say for a brand, they just want something simple: a home page, an about us page, and contact us page. Basically, every other thing is secondary. But for now, they just want a home page, an about us page, and a contact us page. How can we go about it? There are different ways you can go about it. You can one get a theme and modify that theme. You can use the demo of that theme. I think I showed that in one of the classes, although it wasn't very extensive, but to an extent, I hope we all tried that to a point. So the second approach you can take is you can build some of these things from scratch using Elementor Builder. We also showed that when we're talking about the Boggles website. So this is another method or another way. It's not so different from the other methods that we use, but there are plugins that actually can help us, design setting structures. So when you come to your plugins, I want you to go to install plugins. All right. So there are two plugins you're going to need. Now, the first one we have here is the Elementor plugin that we have already installed and downloaded. The next plugin we're going to get is going to be the starter templates plugin. So we're going to come here and add a new plugin. So when you come to add a new plugin, you can just come here and search for starter template. So once you type the word starter, it's going to give you a list of templates. So the very first one that has this design, I just want you to install. So it's going to show you install now. After you have installed it, it's also going to give you the opportunity to activate it as well. So you get the opportunity to install. So everything regarding WordPress, whether it's a theme or it's a plugin, you need to go through two phases. You must first install and then you must activate it. So here it's showing me activate. I'm just going to activate it. Also, another plugin you need, I hope you already have it downloaded, but if you don't have it installed, it's the Elementor. All right, this is it basically. um, that is also another plugin you're going to need. So let's just basically come to our pages. So like I said before, whenever you're building a website, you need to understand that a website is basically a collection of web pages. So different web pages make up a website. So for example, the case study we're using today, they said they want a simple website with a home page, an about us page, and a contact us page. Now note, they didn't say they want a simple web page. All right, there's a difference between wanting a simple web page and wanting a simple website. These are two different things. All right, so whenever we're talking about building a website, we're talking about building a structure of, or should I say, a makeup of so many web pages coming together to form one single website. So under plugins, we now have our starter templates. Starter templates just basically gives us, designs already built. So we're going to be working with those for the course of this project, for the course of this our class. So now we've worked with starter templates. We already have that up and running. There are other templates like this, but let's just see how this one works. So what I said about pages, we're basically building so many pages, different pages, 3 pages coming together to form a website. So if I come to my all pages, you can see that we already have all these 3. So we already have a home page, but I'm just going to create a new page and let's say add new. So you can either add new with this button or through this particular place. And if I click on add new, the first thing I'm going to need to do is to put in my title. I'm going to put in the title of the page. So I'm just going to cancel this and let's name this home 1 since we already have a home page here. I think that was one of the assignments. So I'm just going to come there and leave it at home 1. Then I also want to come to templates. I'm going to explain what all of this is later, but for now, let's just put it on Elementor Canvas. All right, I'll tell you what all of those things mean and then publish. Don't ever forget to publish your pages or your updates. So the next thing I need to do, so this is our link, so far so good. The next thing I need to do is I need to edit it with Elementor. So once I click on edit with Elementor, it's going to take me to the Elementor builder and you're going to see something different. Now you can see that we have a new addition called starter templates. So this starter templates, actually, you can see once you click on it, you get to see a whole lot of designs that are already designed for us to basically use. So depending on the type of business that we're trying to create for, we already have. Now you can see premium, you can see the ones that are free. All right, so basically it's a paid plugin, but they have free templates for you to test it so that you can see how good they are. So you can see a whole lot of different web page designs that we're going to be using for this particular course. So once you click on it, let's say I'm going to pick on Learn Academy. This is just an example you can see, or I can just come here and filter it. So I can just click on free. And when I do that, it's going to show me all the ones that are free. So I can actually just, scan through all of these ones and just pick the particular web page design that I want. So if it's homepage I want from it, and about us that I want from it, I can pick any one of them that I need. So once I click on the personal portfolio, for example, you can see that it already has all of this available. So you can see the home, you can see portfolio, you can see about us page and the contact us page are already available to us. So the next thing I need to do is I need to view what exactly I want to import. So you can see it. This is the website. This is what the website looks like. So if I like it, I can say, oh yes, this is what I want to stick with. If I don't like it, I can switch to something else. But for now, let's just work with this one. So the next thing I need to do is I need to import template. So you can see the template here. It's the home page we're actually working with. So let's just import the template. Not sure how long it's going to take. Also, network is also a very huge factor when we're dealing with, whenever we're dealing with WordPress as well. So installations and all of that, because we have to bring in all all the theme, all the pictures, all the templates, all the text, everything that we're going to be using. But you can see from this, we already have our header section. This is basically our header section. Like I said before, the header section is usually the section that has, the navigation bar. This is a navigation bar in case you're not aware. So you have to start getting used to some of these terminologies. We have the navigation bar, we have a lot of things. So this is how our website looks like, and it's very different from what we just installed, which means that we might need to do some changes to it. There might be some variations in backgrounds and all of that. So sometimes it might not install the way we want it to install. So I'm just going to take a look. Let's see if we can change the background to something else. So I'm just going to quickly search for a white background, or let's see if we can change the color as well. So we can see we can change the color here to something else, and automatically we have to now start editing this to suit exactly what we need. So it didn't automatically come with the header, but we're just going to have to build that separately. There are different ways you can build that. There's also the Elementor Pro. This is just the Elementor. There's also the Elementor Pro that has the navigation bar and things like that. So this is the Pro version, and these are all the things under Elementor Pro. So we have a whole lot of things that we can actually use on our website. So you can come here. This is a portfolio website for anybody. If you don't like the color, you can come here as well. Click on this. Let's make this color black. So come to style, and okay, so automatically the color is okay. Icons, let's see if icons has something. So icons basically, so you need to understand that some of the things that, like, the best way to actually get get better with this particular skill is through practice. Because one of the things I know for a fact is, this you basically become better when you play around with these three things: content, style, and advanced. You become a whole lot better whenever you're playing with these three skills. Okay, so I need to start basically from, okay, so let's start from the very beginning again. I just got a message that it was just added. Okay, so let's go to, okay, so let's start from the very beginning. Okay, so this is our WordPress dashboard. So this is basically from scratch. So if you missed the beginning, no problem about that. Let's just start it from start. So basically, this is our WordPress dashboard, and like I said earlier, it's like a house. The more you play with it, the more you move around in it, the more familiar you get with all of these things. So the more you press all these buttons, the more the WordPress dashboard becomes very familiar to you. So the WordPress dashboard is a very it's more like a navigation for your website. All right, you can use this to navigate through any part of your WordPress website. So for today's class, we're going to be working on a project. We're going to be building a website, a simple website. I'm not going to be building it from scratch. I'm going to be building it with a template. All right, so the template is going to be so that I can make life easier and faster for all of us, so that we can actually, because whenever you're building a website like this from scratch, it may take a while for you to actually finish what you're doing. So we're going to be building something from using templates as well. So this is basically what we have here, and you can see that these are all the things that we need. So the first thing you need to do is you need to come to your plugins, and you can come to add a new plugin. So I just installed the plugin, but I'm just going to show you the plugin that I was referring to. So the name of the plugin is called Starter Template. So Starter Template is a plugin that helps you to, it actually has a whole lot of designs, already designed web pages that you can just import to your website. So we usually use this whenever you probably want to build a specific structure and you don't really want to build it from scratch, or you want to build a web page and you don't really want to build it from scratch. So we use Starter Templates, here every now and then to build specific pages. All right. So like I said before, a website is basically a collection of web pages. You're basically building web pages. That is what basically forms your website. Okay, so now we have a section called pages. Now in pages, we have the opportunity to add all the prospective pages that we want to create for our website. So like we said in this case study, we want to build a home page, an about us page, and a contact us page. So we already have our home page here, and I created another one, home one, but I'm just going to create a third home page. So let's just come here, or I can even come here and just trash this too. Come here and move to trash. So once I've moved that to trash, I can apply it and it's deleted. So the next thing I need to do now is I need to add a new home page. So I'm just going to add new, and I'm going to come here to home. I'm going to name this page home. I'm also going to come to my template here on my right side, and I'm going to set this to Elementor Canvas. This just gives me a free page, no header, no footer, automatically removes the header and the footer, and then I'm just going to publish it. So I'm going to publish it, and now the page is published. I'm then going to add Elementor. Now this is the plugin we just installed, starter templates, but we're not going to work with this yet. Let's just come and edit with Elementor. So I'm going to click on edit with Elementor. It's going to take some time to load. Okay, so now our Elementor page has loaded, and you can see that this is now a new addition to it. It's called the starter template. So once you have installed or downloaded it, it will therefore show on your page. Now we have the opportunity to add a new section, look at the Elementor templates, and we also have starter templates. Now when you click on starter templates, you're going to see a whole lot of different templates available to you. Some of them have premium, meaning that they're paid for, but some of them are free. The ones that don't have premium are free. So if you look at all these websites, they're actually very beautiful. Let's have a look at even some of the premium versions. You can see here that it's actually very straightforward. You can just basically pay, charge a customer for this and, pay for this theme, and you have a wonderful design already outlined for you. I don't usually advise this, but I mean, you can always take one or two templates from it. For example, this looks like a very fantastic and amazing section of the page, of the body. So it's something that, yes, when you do it, if you feel like, oh, it's too stressful for you to create, you can just, take this from the whole page and just add it to what you already have created. So you can see get access because you have to pay for it as well. So I don't want to use a premium template. I'm just going to come here and filter it. So I'm going to come to free. And when I go to free, I'm going to pick a particular design that I want. So remember, it has to be in line with what exactly you're building. So let's build something for I don't know what exactly should we build for. This is when I would have really loved someone to give me a feedback or something. I could get a response from someone on what to create, because I'm always very I just have a lot of things I would have loved to build. But let's see, security services. Let's click on this. So when you click on this, you can see all the pages you have available to you. You have an about us page, you have a contact us page, you have services page, a training page, and a home page. So according to what we were asked, or should I say the project that we're outlining, we need to build a website that uses homepage, an about us page, and a contact us page. We must always be sure to stick to instructions, all right? Because the thing is, what we think is right might be what our customer thinks is wrong. So your job is to basically advise, but not necessarily to force them to do a particular thing. You can only advise them on what to do. So let's look at the home page. I'm just going to click on this, and the next thing I need to do is I need to import the template. So my template is currently importing. It may take a while depending on your network. Uh, so let's see how long it takes. It's importing template. It's going to take some time too, because it has to get all these things, across. So now you can see that it automatically looks a bit different from what we installed or what we imported. All right, they don't give you exactly when you look at the templates. Let's go back to starter templates. When you look at the starter templates and search for security, they never give you exactly how it is. All right, this is so that there can still be because the honest truth is, if they gave us exactly how it is with the pictures, the colors, and everything, a lot of us will be lazy about it. A lot of us will see it as, there's no need to actually edit, there's no need to do anything. Let me just give my client the way it is. But they've done it this way so that we can actually, make modifications of our own to the taste of our clients. And this way, it won't be all the same. So if I work on this template, you work on this template, and people look at the two templates, they will look similar but not the same. That's the whole purpose. So we must also learn how to, edit some of these things. So we've already imported our template. Now this is just basically what our website has the potential to look like. So if I come back here, now you can see that I need to start making some changes to it. The first thing I want to do is change the image. Like I said, you need to be sure that you don't use their images. All right, use very good images. So one of the websites I really get my images from is istockphoto.com. It's I, then stock is STOCK photo.com. There are also other ones you can get your images from. If I think about them, I'll let you know. But that's the one I can think of off the top of my head. So I'm just going to type security.
How about make sure I had the guy with it.
So 55.
Okay, I'm just going to type security. And let's see all the pictures that we can get from this. Okay. So be sure that you also need to understand that whenever you're working with websites there's really nothing to any website. Websites are just basically about getting quality pictures, using amazing font styles and types, and having the right blend of colors, having the ability to blend the right colors. Those 3 or 4 things are basically what makes your website superb. Because if you look through this website, there's really nothing apart from pictures, color blend, and text. So if you're using the right font, there are fonts that are finer than others. There are fonts that are for everything. So if you're using the right font, trust me, you would always have a beautiful website in terms of the letters and the lettering. Save images. I would have loved to add a little bit of CSS and HTML to this, but I really want to know what our capacity is like so that it doesn't just sound like I'm saying a whole lot of things. But let's just move on for now. So if I come to my Elementor and I come to my image, I'm just going to select it here and upload files. So I'm going to select the files and I'm going to just select these 2 and place them on my website. So let's just put this here and insert media. So you can see automatically we have, put this as the background. Don't forget, you must always update it. So I want to also change the background color of my website. I want it to have a white background. So I'm going to have to do that for almost everything. So now this one as well, I want to change the image. I can come here and change the background. Okay, so I can change the color, the image, or anything I want to do. So I've changed the background to white. Then individually, I'm also going to change the images behind them. So I'm just going to come here and pick this image. So now you can see that the image has been changed, but it's not very good for this text. This is what we call bad design because this is not even readable in any way. So you must know that, okay, fine. For me to pick this image, I have to pick a color that will become readable. Even a font that will be readable. It's still not a bit readable, so we'll need to adjust that as well. But for now, let's just leave that out. So this one too, I can change this one as well and just put in a color. So let's just put in a black color. All right, so we're talking about color blend basically. So I'm just doing this. I want to change this to white. I'm just going to come to style, color. We've changed that to white. And then this button as well, we want to be working with a black button. Now, this is where the company's color code comes in mind. Usually, whenever you're working with a client, you need to understand what exactly their color code is. You don't want a situation where you're just working on playing with colors. So imagine they asked you to build a website for MTN, for example. You can't go and start using red and blue. You have to use yellow, not just yellow, you have to use the yellow. That's where color code comes in. Every color has a color code. All right, and you can see that this is the color code for black. We have 0000 all the way 6 zeros or thereabouts. All right, so every color you pick has a color code. This is the color code for this particular green. If you're also going to pick yellow, you also have a color code for that as well. You know, there are different color codes for yellow. This yellow is different from this yellow, is different from all other yellows that we have. So you also need to understand the company's color code. Now, most companies, most small businesses don't necessarily have a color code. So whenever they give you a color, you can pick a color code and run it by your customer. Always remember that you're doing things for your customer. You're not doing it for your client. You're not doing it for yourself. So you must always make sure that you always run it by them after you do everything. So this button now is black, but I want you to have, some form of, should I say animation to it. When people hover it, I want it to have a different color. So you can see here under style, we have hover as well. And you can change the text color to black when they hover it, and the background color, let's change it to white. So if I hover it, automatically it turns to this, but I don't like the fact that when I hover it, it doesn't look like a button anymore. So I can just come here and change the background color to red. So let's work with a color code actually. So this is going to be our color code A01010. This is our color code. So this is going to be black when they hover it, or you know what, let's put it at our color code when they hover it. So this is what we have basically. Now you can see that this is now very wrong because it shouldn't be a dark color red and a black color. It should be more of white. Looking at it, it just looks like a problem. So you must change this text color back to white. So when I hover it, it makes more sense this way. So we have a color code that we're working with now, So most of the things that we do, all these icons must now be the color of our color code. So let's first of all start by changing all our backgrounds first. Remember that I also showed you Slider Revolution. We're going to be using Slider Revolution for this particular part of the page. This is the hero section of the page. We want to make it more animated. All right, so let's come here and also change the color code that we're working with. So the style, I'm going to just change the background color. So I need us to understand that this is also just, it's just basically a test. It's just basically, us playing around with certain things. Your design can be better. It should be better. Your design should be a lot better than it is right now. This is not something, I'm not saying that this is the very best. Like, for example, now working with this, I like how this is structured, although I can always modify this. But it just gives you an idea of what you can do with starter templates. There are a whole lot of templates that are available to you. And all you can do is you can actually just come there and edit it how you like it to be. So I can come to style and change the primary icon to our color code. So just paste it. I can also come here, style, primary color, paste it as well. I can do the same thing here as well. Paste it. So this is basically how you're going about it. You're building your website one step at a time. You're building it one page at a time. You're working with something which can be a lot better. But let's just work with this so far. So even this one, I don't want to work with an image. I want it to be very simple. I want it to be a very simple web page. I want something that is very simple yet classy. I want something that is very simple yet classy. So I'm just going to delete the image, and I'm also going to add my color to it. So I'm just going to come here and change the color to, let's say, white. So now you can see that the text here, we need to change the color of the text to black. It's always best, even though that's our color code, sometimes texts are better, as black. only when it's like the heading or certain things, but most of the time text should be left as black and white. But text that you want to highlight, you can then make that the color code. So now we have a color code. We can't use this blue, so I'm just going to change this to our color code. And this is also a button, but you can see here it's very small. So under content we have the style as well. Let's just change this to extra large. Okay, so this button is a bit of a problem, so I'm just going to create that button again. So to create a button, all I need to do is just drag and drop the button icon just around here. So I can come here to style as well and change the color to black. But on hover, I want it to also have the same pattern. Now you must understand that there is need for consistency. So if you have a particular design or a particular animation for a particular theme, you must be consistent with it. What do I mean? Now, if you look at the button, now we have this ability to hover because we did it here already. So it doesn't make any sense that we do this here and all other buttons look, very dull and just look black even on hover. So whatever you do to one, you must try as much as possible to be consistent with it. All right, so being able to create setting designs and structures, all right, gives you an edge, but being able to actually design it to the taste of your clients is also very important. So now we're going to change the text here. I'm going to say learn more. So we're working with a real life client, so we need to screw up, screw all the loose ends together. So now we have a white background here, we have a black background here. Let's numbers talk. Okay, so I think let's just edit that. All right, so we can leave this as it is, but the font is also very important here. I don't really like the font used. I don't really like the font type here, so I'm just going to come here and change this to Poppins. There's a difference, trust me, there's always a difference in a lot of these things. So the typography I really like using a lot of times is Poppins. All right, I like using Poppins a lot unless the client is specific, but it's just preference. There are a whole lot of other fonts that you can actually use that are very mature and very interesting to use. So I can just do this here as well. And finally, come to style, typography, and come to Poppins. So we've basically done this. I think we're actually, almost done, give or take. We can just add a little bit of, should I say, animation to it. So you can come to advanced and motion effects. So we have motion effects. We can pick whatever we want it to do. Do we want it to fade in? All right. Do we want it to zoom in? Or whatever we want. So we can, let's just leave it as zoom in. So for our motion effects, now like I said before, what you do to one button, you must do to all buttons. So you come here as well, and you do the same thing here. Under motion effects, I can come here and zoom in as well. So if you notice, it says entrance animation. So how should that particular character or element behave when you enter into the page or when you enter into that particular section. So you must always update what you have done. So far, so good. So this is what we have. I can always come here as well and change this color to something else. Now, I don't really want to spend a lot of time with the design because I want us to, cover as much as possible. So this is what we have so far, our color, our design. Let's just try and make all the blues into our color code. So we can come here as well to this particular text. Okay, let's see content. The more you play around it, the more you understand where everything is. If I come here now, also come to style, come to content, and then I can click on this one. Then lastly, I can come to buzzers and come to content as well under style. And I can click this as well. So we now have our designs ready to go. Okay, so we have 3 more underneath it. So I'm just going to come here as well under style, come to content, come here for the last one, come to style, come to color, And locksmith services will be the very last one for this particular section. Come here, come to color, color code is done and dusted. So now we have, something that looks fancy. Now you can always still modify this. You can change, the shapes, you can change the behavior, you can change how they are, how they look. You can, change everything about it. Now I don't want a testimonial. I'm just going to remove that section. And I also don't know what this is. The request info section is not properly aligned. So I'm just going to leave that out. Every other thing I might need, we'll look to add that as time goes on. So let's just come here and update what we have done so far. Okay, so I'm just also going to delete this last particular place. And yeah, so this is what we have. Okay, so this one, we're going to be using Revolution Slider for it as well. So let's leave that out as well. So this is what we have so far. So I can also come back to my starter templates and just look through something else. Let's say, for example, you look through a particular structure and you like exactly what maybe one or two of their structures actually look like. You like how they are placed, how certain things are, and you want it on your website. So I can come to another structure. Let's look at tech startup and let's look at home. So let's say I like one of these structures that I see here. I can then, put it into my website. So I can just come here and import template. I'm going to do the same thing I did before. It's going to take some time to import as well. So it's importing. And after it has imported, I'm going to take out the ones I don't need and leave the ones I need. And then we can move to the next part of the class. So this is one of the portions of the website. So I can come here and I can change the style. I want to change the style. So I can take out the image and just turn this into white. And I can also turn this particular portion of the website. So let's see if I can add something else. Okay, so it gives us, this is basically the background image, but I don't need the background image. I need to edit the actual image. Okay, so this comes automatically with it. So I'm just going to edit section, one after the other. So I can come here and change the style. So border type, I can come here and change this to white and leave this as it is. So the more you actually practice, the more comfortable you get with the process and with it basically. So that's what we have so far. I can also come here and change this style to a different color. Let's delete this. Okay, so we now have our color. So let's change this background color as well to a white color. So the background type, I'm just going to change this to white. Okay, so what else do I need? Okay, so let's take this particular portion out. Let's leave this one in. Then this one as well needs, okay, so it keeps on stretching out. So this is where you can use what we call shortcodes. I can use just the BR function here. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time. There's still so much you can actually learn. Well, you can learn that on your own as well. So the BR function basically just breaks the word and moves every other thing that comes after it to the next line. So even if I bring this with our app to the next line, you can see it's always going to be, with our app, will always come under the next line because of this BR function that we have here. So let's change this color as well to our color code. Even though it looks a bit rough with our black background. So let's just take it to white. So having a good eye for design is also important. So one of the ways I can advise you to have a good eye for design is, for the first few months of your web design career, try as much as possible to, use, should I say guide? Use a guide. Use a website that can actually guide you to do certain things that you want to do. So I'm just going to come here and click on this. So far so good. It's still far from where we're going, but it's still, something in line with exactly what we want to do. So let's still take out some of this. So let's say I only brought in this one and this one as well. So let's take out the rest. So if you play around with the starter templates, you would actually see a whole lot of amazing designs. Don't forget to always update. You see a whole lot of amazing designs, amazing designs that you can actually play with. Headers, footers, so many different designs that you can play with. But for now, we're just going to leave this. So let's preview our changes so far. Okay. Okay, it's looking quite good. This is what we have so far. But there are still some things that are missing. We still need a header, we still need a footer, we still need a hero section. Let's see if we have a lot of time left so that we can do all of those things. So the next thing I want to do now is let's play around with more plugins, because to be honest with you, plugins just make your life a whole lot easier. So when we play around with plugins, it makes you more confident and more in the know of what exactly it is you can do. So let's come to our plugin section, and we can see all the ones that we have already. Let's add a new plugin, and I'm just going to call my plugin. Let's say the first plugin I want to put is okay. Let's just look around the plugins and see which one actually would really work. Okay, so let's say we want to add, our customer wants a situation where people can actually reach out to them via WhatsApp. So people can, reach out to her through WhatsApp. So there are a few ones that you can try. You can test all of them to see. So basically, you want a situation where people come to the homepage, they see a WhatsApp button, and then whenever they are stuck, they can just communicate you directly. Especially for like e-commerce websites, not everybody is used to shopping online and paying with stuff, paying with cards and all of that. So some of them just want to order the old-fashioned way, chat you up on WhatsApp and all of that. So they can look on your website, see a product that they like, and also you know purchase or just send you an order request, make a transfer, and things like that. So this is one of the ones I think I've worked with. I'm not very sure, but let's just use that. It says integrate WhatsApp experience directly into your WordPress website. So if it doesn't work out, we can always try another one. Let's make your web page visitors contact you through WhatsApp or WhatsApp for business. So let's try this one first. If this doesn't work, then we can try click to chat. So we'll start with WP chat app. So you can see it always has ratings. You can see 50,000 active installations. This one also has 50,000 active installations. 78 people have reviewed it. 114 people have reviewed this one. It has over 400,000 active installations, and this has 500,000 active installations. So we can just try whichever one works for us. So let's just activate that. So now we've activated, we've installed, we've activated. You can see it should be here. Yeah, WP chat app. So we're going to look for it here. So you can see here, it comes as WhatsApp. So I can just click here and click on WhatsApp. It's asking me to add a new account. So I'm going to add a new account. Account number or group chat. You can see it gives us this particular vibe. So I'm just going to come here and let's say the name of our company is, let's use sourcing. All right, so we're using sourcing. Account number or group chats. So, okay, so it says that we should read this for documentation, like to get a more detailed explanation as to how to use this account number or group chat. So let's just use um, a phone number 234-933-6. Okay, so we've used that. The title, let's just put something and then predefined text. Okay, hello as well. So hello one. So always available online. Yes, you want it to always be available online. So what should it say? Chat app needs help, or okay, how can we help? Okay, so button style, do you want it to be round? Do you want it to be square? Let's leave it round for now. And the background color, since it's WhatsApp, it's best that it has the WhatsApp color, and button text color should be white as well. So we've basically designed that, and the next thing we must always do is publish it. So let's publish it. So you can see that automatically we've published it. So we need to look for something called a short code. So most plugins like this come with a short code. So you can see here it says short code for this account. So you can see here source in online. How can I help you? So I'm just going to come here and copy this short code. So I've copied it, and I'm going to go back to my pages, because now I have to embed it on all the pages that I need it to be on. I'm also going to come here and edit with Elementor. So I'm going to paste my short code just right there. So we can see our buttons have that animation. We can do animations for all of those things. And for everything, we can basically do our animation however we want it to be. So we can come here to the plus sign and click on this. So I'm just going to come here and search for a short code. So just type short code and bring this here and copy and paste it, apply. So basically we have it already installed. Okay, so I'm not sure if we can see it here, but it's showing here. Okay, so let me see if I can switch pages. Okay, so I would have loved to show you, but it's showing on my previewed page, but it's still showing in the footer of my page. So let's still try and make some adjustments to it. I wish I could share this particular screen with you, but okay, so I'll probably share with you at the end of the class, but let's just change the position of where our WhatsApp chat is. Let me be sure it's working as well. If I click on it, it comes here and it shows me continue to chat. Okay, so it works perfectly. It asked me to download as well. So it's working fine, but the arrangement is still not fine. So I'm just going to come here and go back. Okay, so I'm going to come to WhatsApp. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is that I need to check exactly. Okay, I need to edit it and see if I can find a way around editing its location. So we have all these details here. We don't have a particular detail on location. So let's see. So there's no particular detail for location, so it's not very easy to manipulate. This is where we can use HTML and CSS as well to manipulate. That's also going to take some time. So for now, let's just look for a plugin that we can actually use. Let's try another plugin. It's working fine, but my only issue with it so far is that it's in the bottom of the page, but it's meant to be somewhere around here. And no matter how you scroll, it should always be there. So it should be moving with your scroll. But unfortunately, we don't have that luxury here. So I'm also trying to see how, we can edit it and move it around. So this is where, research comes into play. All right, research. There are different ways you can go about it. You can use HTML and CSS to, move it exactly where you want it to be. That might take some time. You can also use you can also research it. You can use the documentation. You can watch YouTube videos on this particular WhatsApp chat. So let's just come to the plugins. I'm going to show you, the name to always use whenever you're searching YouTube and whatnot. So let's just come here. I have used this theme. I don't want to use it for now. So I'm just going to come here and deactivate it. So I have deactivated it, meaning that it's no longer working. It's no longer working on the website. I just need to come here and add a new. You can see showing activate because it's deactivated. So far, so good. So I just need to come here and click on add new. I'm then going to come to search for WhatsApp again. This time we're going to work with another WhatsApp chat. So let's install click to chat. All right, you can always work on this one as an assignment or personally. So the more you work on things, if you actually want to develop as a web developer, you actually need to learn more on your own. You actually need to learn as much as you can on your own. That's the best way for you to actually learn. It is the best way to learn. So okay, so feel free to actually come to the section, the chat section on YouTube. And if you have any questions, feel free to let me be sure that it's working fine. Okay, so feel free to drop any questions if you have any. I can just check if I can see anyone here on my chat section. You can drop any question if you have any question at all. So we've activated our click to chat. The next thing we've installed it. The next thing we need to do is we need to activate it, and we have activated it. So now we need to come to our dashboard to look for it. So you can see here it has click to chat. It also has a whole lot of different things. So I can come here, country code, and put it here, and put my phone number. All right, so please note I'm just using random numbers. So let me just use one that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So basically just random numbers. WhatsApp or WhatsApp for business, country code, here in and whatnot. So messages, hello. So this is your pre-filled message. It just basically tells you, hello sourcing, I need your help. So when they click the button, this is automatically going to be typed out for them to just press enter and it's going to send. So call to action, WhatsApp, web WhatsApp, anyone is fine. So the style that you want it to be, you can pick all the different styles that you want. So where do you want it to position to place it? I can push the bottom, the right, or the left. So this is a lot better because it gives you options on where you can actually, put it. Do you want to hide it on desktop, hide or show on mobile, or you want to show it on all platforms? So I can just save it as well. So you can see Pro version is also available for you. So the next thing we need to do is we need to look for where it's actually saved. The short code is saved. So you can search for the short code. Okay, so I don't seem to see anywhere. So you basically need short codes whenever you want to put certain things on your homepage. So we need to find where the short code is. Okay. Well, you can also use webhooks, but this is more technical. So for now, I don't know where the shortcode is exactly because I'm not familiar with this plugin. I haven't used it before. But like I said, this is where research also comes in. It might be hidden somewhere, So once you can just um, once if you do your research, find out what exactly the theme is. There's always a documentation for the plugin. Find that will show you how you can actually use this plugin. You're basically looking for a shortcode. Okay, so I can see shortcode for chat here. I hope this is it. So I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to paste it in my page. So I'm just going to come here. So let's make sure that we've copied it. So I can come to pages. So if I come to all pages like we have before, I did with Elementor. This is basically how to go about this. So now we're back to our page. The next thing I need to do is I need to add an extra button. So if you notice, this is exactly what we're looking for here. Let me cancel out this. So you can see here, it shows here. And no matter wherever you are on the page, it's always going to show here, WhatsApp us. So the moment you click on it, if I click on it, it's going to show me a different tab or a different page. I'm going to have to leave. Okay, so it has shown me. So I don't think you'll be able to see it here, but you can see it actually works. Once you click on it, it actually takes you to a WhatsApp page, and then it asks you if you want to download the app or continue with the web. So this is also how you can add WhatsApp chat. So they're different. This is just an example. All right. So I don't need to copy the code actually. You saw in bid to copy it and paste it, it was already there on the page. So I didn't need to do anything. I didn't need to post any chat code, any short code. But most of the time, whenever you're working with plugins like this, look out for short codes, especially when there are plugins that require you posting certain things on a particular page. So I can do the same thing I just did with WhatsApp. I can do it with Instagram. If I want people to see my Instagram page, I want them to see, how I'm updating my Instagram page, just a glimpse of it and then they can follow. I can also come to my plugins. Let's just do that. I'm not going to show you exactly how to do that, but it's just the same way, same approach. And I can just come here to WhatsApp chats. Sorry, we've done WhatsApp already. So let's do Instagram. So once I click on Instagram and I press enter, automatically you can see Smash Balloon social photo feed, formerly known as Instagram feed, displays clean, customizable, and responsive Instagram feeds from multiple accounts, supports Instagram O embeds. So it's basically for bringing your Instagram feed, to your website. All right, we have which other one do we have? We have social slider feed, display your feeds in widgets. You have that one. You have okay. So I think those are like the major ones. Um, so this is a way you can basically get free plugins for you. There are also pro plugins that people pay for outside of what WordPress, um, outside of the scope of this teaching. But the more you research, the more you learn more about some of these things. The more maybe you want something specific, you can do that. If you want to even create your own plugin, although it's a long stretch, it's more of programming. You can also create something. Let's say you want people on WhatsApp, you want them to DM you on Instagram rather than just seeing your feed. They can just direct message you straight to your Instagram. You can also create that as well. I'm sure somebody out there would be looking to use that too. So let's type Twitter. Let's see if we can see anything for Twitter. We've seen for Facebook, we've seen for Instagram, we've seen for WhatsApp. So for Twitter, feed them social. For Twitter feed, YouTube, and more. Display clean, custom Facebook feed, Instagram, Twitter feed, and YouTube. So you can see you can use all of these things. You can test them out. Try WP to Twitter. Post a Twitter update when you update your WordPress blog. So this is somebody's idea. So basically, post a Twitter update when you update your WordPress blog, or add a link. All right. So if I update a blog, my blog, it updates my Twitter I have to link them. You can do that. This is what this plugin is for. So before you use a plugin, do your research. Try and as much as possible. So Smash Balloons, they did the first one, the first Instagram feed plugin we saw. They're also doing for Twitter too, so you can use this one as well. It only makes sense. If you're using Smash Balloon for Instagram, use Smash Balloon for Twitter as well. So it all depends on what your client wants. Does your client want Instagram? Does your client want Twitter? Does your client want anything your client wants? You can provide for them. So let's see. So we're basically done with that. So now the last aspect of our teaching is going to be what we call the e-commerce building. All right. So there's a plugin called Woocommerce. We're not going to spend so much time with it because it usually requires you, it's a lot of work. It's a stretch. If I'm teaching Woocommerce, I can take the whole day teaching Woocommerce because there are a lot of things that I can basically teach you through WooCommerce. So the thing about WooCommerce Build is that WooCommerce handles everything relating to your e-commerce site. So when the way e-commerce works is you have a product, all right, you put it online, you create an online representation of your product. So I'm selling skincare products, for example, and I have a sunscreen, and you have the sunscreen in your physical store, or you may not even have the sunscreen. All right, you can build a website that basically has sunscreen available as long as you have people who sell that sunscreen. So you can become an affiliate web developer, an affiliate marketer through your website. All right, you can sell sunscreen for people. So when somebody makes an order, basically you send the order through somebody else. Like you get the products from somebody else and then you sell it to the buyer. So WooCommerce can help you handle all things relating to products. So you can see that it has 5 million active installations. The reason why it has 5 million active installations is because it really has no competition. Even those that are trying to do what they're doing are nowhere near WooCommerce. All right, so like they're the very best. So WooCommerce also handles payment gateways. So that's where you can see WooCommerce Stripe payment gateway here. WooCommerce PayPal payment. So the payment gateways we have Stripe, we have PayPal, we have Paystack. We have more, but those are the major ones. Paystack is popular here in Nigeria. We also have Flutterwave, which is popular here in Nigeria. So I'm not going to be teaching you anything about payment gateways, but I'll just advise you to try and search for Paystack. So you have to download the payment gateway here. After you've downloaded WooCommerce, all right, you also need to download Paystack as well. So just WooCommerce Paystack. You can see Paystack WooCommerce Payment Gateway by Tumbosu Ayinla. So this is the person who created it, or one of the people who created it actually. So you have it here, Paystack. And once you use this, it's a payment gateway, it's safe, it's secure. You need YouTube for this. So I'm going to just guide you. So if you're building a website, you can build it. This is how it's going to work. You're going to have to register on Paystack. So let me just run you through the process of how payment gateways work. So this is how it works. I have a store, and my store is I sell skincare products. So as a buyer, you come to my store and you basically want to order a sunscreen. All right, you come to the store, you place an order. First of all, you have to add it to cart. So you add it to cart, then you check out, then you check out all the products that you have added to your cart. So I can add 10 different products. Once I'm done adding to cart, like a basket when you go to shop, when you're done adding to the basket, you go to the counter. The same way you go to checkout. When you check out, it asks you to fill in your information. After doing so, it also asks you to make payment. So you make payment using the payment gateway. Now, how it works is the payment gateway. Usually, there are like more than one payment gateway available. We have when I'm building websites for people, especially clients who have an international base, I like to use, let's say, Stripe and Paystack, or PayPal and Paystack, or Flutterwave. So if I'm using the two of them, I usually like a situation where So you basically have options. So if you're here in Nigeria, you have to use Paystack. And when you click on Paystack, it gives you so many options. You have the option of buying with your card. You have the option of buying um, through transfer. You have the option of different options. That's what he offers to you. So he offers you different options. That's what the payment gateway does for you. So once you're done doing all of that, the next thing you need to do is you make payment. All right. So this is how it works. Now, as a person who is building the website, after you have installed WooCommerce, you've added your products to your website. The next thing you need to do is you need to work with Paystack. So how do you do that? You go to paystack.com or just Google Paystack. It takes you to their website, and you register your client basically. So you register, you fill the long form that is there, fill the form, register your client. I'm sorry I'm rushing because this is basically, I think this is our last class for this particular session. So you're basically running um, a long list of details. You're filling in details about your business. So they give you two different options. If you are a business that is registered, you have your CAC documents and all of that ready. Your CAC documents and your account and your bank account are the same. Then they're going to approve you for a business account. Your business account has a maximum of, I think, about 10 million, while your but if you don't have a CAC, or you have a CAC and your CAC is not the same as your bank account, then you have to register for a personal account. They give you a personal account, not a business account. So your personal account, I think you're entitled to about 1 million naira. So you have those two options ready and available for you. Those two basic options for you. So whichever one you decide, whichever one you pick is fine. You can pick the personal, you can pick the business. So once you have picked, you then have to take the API. So on your Paystack account, there's what we call API keys. So there are two sets of keys. There's the test key and the live key. So the test key allows you to test your product. All right. It allows you to test. So when I say test, I mean when you go on your website, you make an order, you check out, and you want to make payment, they give you a test card that you can use to test your process. So the test card is available for you. So once you have used the test card, it basically just allows you to should I say it will show you orders successful, all right, because you're using the test API. So once you have done that, your client has tested it, you have tested it, you can now use the live key. So the live key basically helps you to it now takes like it's basically like saying things are now serious. So no more test cards, no more anything. You use only real cards. It authenticates you. It makes sure the card is correct. To make sure the money in the account is good. So all of those other things are not really shown to you. Your job is just basically to work with the API keys. There are YouTube videos for that as well, but also I'll try as much as possible to maybe make a video on that. But for now, let's just work with what we have. So that's just basically how payment gateways work. So if you come to WooCommerce, the first thing we need to do is we have to install, and also we have to activate. So we come to WooCommerce, we click on WooCommerce, and on WooCommerce we have install now. So I'm just going to install it. So I want you to take note of this place here, like this sidebar here. There is no such thing as products. But as soon as we install and activate WooCommerce, there's going to be a new button here called products. And it's also going to allow us, we're also going to see WooCommerce here as well. I think products might be under WooCommerce depending on how it is. But like I said before, it all depends on your network. Installation shouldn't take so long. Activation shouldn't take long at all. So after installing WooCommerce, you can then install Paystack or PayPal or Stripe just to test it. So PayPal does not work in Nigeria, neither does Stripe work in Nigeria. They're international payment gateways for people who are abroad to pay in. Now, if you're doing this for a local client here in Nigeria, it's possible to use PayPal and Stripe, but you need to always make sure that your client has an international phone number, an international address, and a bank account or a dollar bank account, or usually an account in a foreign country, a country that is accessible to PayPal and Stripe. So I've installed that. So the next thing I need to do is I need to activate it. Okay, so activate. It's activating. Okay, so now we have actually activated it. So okay. Okay, so we've activated it now. And you can see this is the page it shows you immediately after you have installed and activated. Welcome to WooCommerce. And then it asks you to put in your address. All right, you can basically put in your address and your country, your city, and all of that. So I'm just going to come here and put in um, here. Let's put here Ondo, Lagos. All right, so if you have a second address as well, you can put that too. So I'm just going to come here and put Nigeria. So this is very important. Your region is going to determine what currency you see there. So putting Nigeria, also putting the states. Let's just put Indo State here. So city as well, Ondo town. Okay, then this email, because I'm using localhost, you can also edit the email to yours if you're working on a proper job and continue. Build a better e-commerce, no thanks, not for now. So it's going to continue, move to the next level. Let's say we're doing health and beauty. It's a skincare store. Then we continue and we can see we have different, what types of products are you selling? Are you selling memberships, subscriptions, bookings, bundles, customizable products? I'm selling physical products. So I'm just going to continue. And how many products do I want to sell? I don't want to sell so many. Let's say 11 to 100. That's an average answer. And then yes on another platform. Currently selling elsewhere. Click on no. I'm setting up a store for a client. So continue and add yes. So you can see it's just we're basically almost done. So it's installing the following plugins: Jetpack, MailPoet, Google Listening, and ads. So it's going to use all of these things to basically make our website a lot better. But I don't think they're really necessary. But you can actually leave them if you want to. So you can also click on this and then pick the ones you want exactly. So you can see enhance the speed and security of your website is actually very necessary. Then level up your email marketing, also necessary, and drive sales. So these plugins are going to be installed for me. So the first one is get the basics for security and all of that. Now, the reason why I say it's not so necessary is because WordPress automatically comes with some level of security. When I say some level of security, I mean it basically comes with, but you can always get more security. All right. WordPress comes with its own level of security. The hosting company should also provide some level of security as well. Then you can also get higher levels of securities as well with or from your host company, and you can also get more and more and more levels of security. But you can also get there's nothing like too much security. So I'm just going to see. Okay, so it's still taking time here. So I'm just going to have to bypass this and come back to my pages. So let's refresh our dashboard. Okay, so we're going to refresh. Okay, so while we're waiting, like I said before, if you have any questions, you can feel free to send in our comments as well. So it's taking a very long time to refresh. But basically, this is, should I say, this is all there is to web design. If you have been in the course for a while, you should start thinking like a web designer. You should start believing that you're a web designer because there's really nothing to web design. There's really nothing to web development. Whether it's HTML, CSS, whatever it is, you're really already on your path to it. So let's just, while we're waiting for our page to load completely, let's just take a look at some of the things that I hope we have all learned. So working with HTML and working with CSS is always very, should I say, some might find it boring, some might find it interesting, but it gets interesting the more you actually use it. So you're basically building structures, you're basically building different structures using divs, using using tags, using a whole lot of things. So basically, you have IDs as well. You tag them, IDs, and all of that. So it's very necessary that we have a very good understanding of, all of these structures whenever we're building it. But okay, so our page is back. If I come back to this, let's come back here. So automatically, because we have refreshed our page and our WooCommerce is up and running now, we can see WooCommerce here. We can also see our products here. So whenever I want to add a product, it's going to automatically show here. So now, when we started, we had just about 3 pages: privacy policy, sample page, and then I added a home page. But now we have more pages. So WooCommerce doesn't just come with um, basically add to cart function and all of those things. It comes with actual pages. So you don't need to start creating all of these pages yourself. It has a cart page designed and created just for you. So whatever theme you use will determine how your cart page will look like. It has a checkout page. The same thing for checkouts. Whatever theme you use will define how your cart page will look, how your checkout page will look like. You also have my account. This allows people to log in and do all of that. It also has a refund and return policy that you can edit and do all of that. And then you have the shop page, which is the most important aspect, to be very honest. But okay, so far so good. Let's come to our products first. So the first thing we need to do is we need to add products. So I come to add new, and there's really nothing to it. It's very straightforward. I can just come here and type sunscreen. All right. So the next thing I need to do is I need to add a price. Is it regular price? Yes, it is. I can come here and just put 14,000 naira. So do I want it to be on sale? Like when I say on sale, do I want it to, 14,000 naira is the actual price, but do I want to sell it for cheaper? So I can just come here and put 12,000 naira here as well. So the next thing I need to do is categorize it. So I can add a new category and just come here and put sunscreen. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is to add an image. Okay, so this is now here because of what we're doing on our page: WhatsApp number, call to action, pre-filled, hello sourcing, I need your help. So do I want to display it? Do I want to hide it? Do I want to show it? So it's always best to show it in case the client sees a particular product, this particular product, and says, oh, I like it, I want to buy it. So they don't need to start going to the home page. You can just show it here as well. So set your product image. So your product image is going to be the image that shows when people, see the product. So let's just put this picture here. And also your product gallery. Now, whenever they see your page, let's say they see the product on the home page, the product image is what is going to show to them. But if they see your product, if they click on your product, they see the product gallery. All right, they see all the pictures assigned to that particular picture. So I'm just going to click on that. We're going to add to gallery as well. So we have this, we put the price, we put it on, 12. There are also other things you might need to look into at your own time, learn more about it. You can also give a short write-up about the product that you're working with, a product shop description, a sunscreen, and I don't want to write too many things, so just Once you're done, publish it. So now we have one product. So you can add different products as time goes on. You can add all the various products, whatever product you want to add. You can add up to 10, you can add up to 20, you can add even up to 100. So once you're done doing that, the next thing you need to do is that you need to, let's come back to our pages, all right? And I want to show you something relating to our pages. So the next thing I want to do is come to my home page and edit it with Elementor again. So after editing with Elementor, I'm going to be showing you a short code. Now, one of the things I will also tell you to do is try as much as possible to search it up as well, because we don't have a lot of time to do this, but just try and look for what we call short codes. Short codes in WordPress. I will probably try and Google search it now, but once I just click on this, I can come here and just type short codes again. I'm going to drag and drop this, and I can move this as well. I can move it to somewhere around here. So now we have it here, but I want it to come down. Okay. So now we have a space for short codes. Now, what are short codes? Short codes are basically like shortcuts. So if, for example, I want to do something, I want to create something, I just basically need a short code for it. So now, for example, products. What I need to do now is to come here and type products and close my bracket, and automatically it shows me the product that I am using. Now, because of my add to cart, because of my theme, it's giving me this particular design. You can see that the product is on sale because of the price change we did. We did 14,000 and 12,000. So it shows us 14,000 and it shows us 12,000 here as well. So that is basically what we have. Okay, so now I mistakenly shifted it. So the next thing I can do is I can just come here and okay. This is my way of going back. Okay, so I've gone back. So I can also come here and come to style and change the background color as well. Change it to white. So you can see, but this still looks very wrong because we have to, well, let's just put it somewhere like this. Okay, black is fine. All right, so we have products. We can also style this any way we want to style it. We can edit it how we want to style it, but there's not really so much we can do because it's a short code. But also note that there are also other ways we can add products. There are some templates we can also use to add products as well. Some plugins we can use. Those ones are easier to edit. But this particular short code just gives us exactly what the theme offers. So this is what we have so far, our way of adding a product. So let me just see how I can do this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to paste it here for us to see. So we can see what we have so far. So far so good. This is what we have. Unfortunately, we're not going to have time to build some other things like the hero section to make our website a lot finer. But you can see here, this is where our WhatsApp chat is. If you want to change it from WhatsApp us to hello there or to any other thing, we can do that. We basically have all of these things here. But I just want to show us also the products as well. So this is our shortcode for the first WhatsApp we did. We can take it out. It was basically showing us the WhatsApp chat here, and it was not movable, so it was just here. But you can see that this one, no matter where you are on the page, this always shows. So this is a better option, alternative to that one, and this one is easier to edit than the first plugin we use. So you might use 2 plugins or 3 plugins before you find the right one. So this is my product so far. I can come to add to cart. You can see automatically it has added to cart, so it's showing me view my cart. So I can just come here and I can click on view cart. You can see it shows me apply coupon. Do I want to use a coupon or not? It shows me proceed to checkout. So these buttons too, you can also edit them using HTML and CSS. Every button, you can just give it a particular CSS tag or CSS design, and then everything you do it in line with your CSS knowledge. So you get and all of that. So you can see here, proceed to checkout, and you have all of these things here, and it shows you total cost and all of that. Now it shows, sorry, it seems there is no available payment method. That's because we have not used Stripe or Paystack or PayPal. So you have to get that. The moment you install that and you've done the necessaries, it's going to show you that option here. So you can add your card to it and all of that if you want to. So that is basically the key thing about this design. So you can also check the page. You can click on it. It shows you the image in detail. You can see the image gallery. This is the image gallery. All right. Then you can see reviews. If there are any reviews, but there are no reviews so far, so it's just going to be there. So you can put the quantity as well. Do I want 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 15, 13, and then you can see this is the description that we put a sunscreen. So whatever text you put here is going to show here. So this is basically how having a website works. So I want you to basically just test yourself, put yourself to the test. Don't design something out of the box. The reason why I have done it this way is because I wanted to show you all the methods. I know I didn't show you all the methods throughout the course. There's still so much you need to know. But the thing is, the reality is you can't learn everything through a class. There's so many things that you have to learn on your own. There's so many things. There's some things that I can teach you. There's some things I can guide you. But there are some things that you also have to learn on your own. It is very necessary that you learn it on your own as well. So this is what we have so far. This is just a mock-up. This is just a design. This is just put together to give you an idea of exactly what it is you can do with WordPress. So far, so good. So I'm just going to end the class here, and I just want to say thank you all for listening. If there are any questions, you can feel free to add them to the chat section on YouTube. And just 1 second, let me see if I can. Okay, so you can feel free to add them to the chat section so that we can move on from there. We can move on from there. Okay, so in Bid so far, I just want to show you what we have designed so far. This is basically it. It's not the most beautiful website or web page, but there's still so much you can learn. There's still so much you can do on your own personally. So thank you very much. I'm just going to wait a moment for any questions that you might have for me. Okay, so in the absence of any questions, I'd like to say thank you very much. Uh, Thank you very much for your time. I'm always going to be available if you have any questions, if you have any opinions, any suggestions, anything you want me to walk you through. You can feel free to send it to me on the group chat, or you can personally chat me up as well, and we're going to put it together. I'm always encouraged when you design something. So design something out of the box. Use the teachings and the knowledge you've learned, and get ready because an amazing platform is on its way. You have your opportunity to also sell yourself and sell your skill, and now you have a skill. Before you could say, oh, I don't have any skill, but now you have a skill. You have the opportunity to actually sell yourself, and basically start making money through this skill. So you're already a web designer. Don't let anybody discourage you, but the work starts now. All the things you were doing before is basically you being guided, but now you have all the necessary tools to actually get started on your own. You can use HTML, you can use CSS, you can use WordPress. Anyone is fine, but always let your clients know this is what exactly I'm using to build your website. If they're clueless about what those things are, you can also tell them or let them know some of the advantages and disadvantages But if they know what they are and they agree or they disagree, then you can also tell them the price. You can charge as high as anything, to be honest with you. Sky is the limit. It all depends on the customer you're working with. The job opportunities out there for even WordPress websites as well. So thank you all. It was amazing. It was amazing having Sourcing, and thank you Sourcing for having me as well. Hope to see a lot of improvements. Hope to see a lot of web design jobs from you guys. If you get a job and you're stuck, you can feel free to let me know. Message me, but you should have done something to an extent, that would make me happy that okay, fine, you have actually learned something and you put it into practice. So thank you very much, and do enjoy the rest of your day.